Miesha, we spoke before your last fight at UFC 200, did an interview for Rolling Stone, and we kind of talked about how that fight against Amanda was really the gateway to getting another fight with Ronda, all that stuff. How difficult was it to deal with that? Those opportunities didn't come to you right away, and you kind of have to go back and rebuild now.
Oh, it was terrible. Like, I hated every minute of it, but I also realized that it's character forging, and hopefully I can set the example that every time you get knocked down in life, you just have to get back up. You know what I mean? And it sounds cliche and everything, but I think I am the walking example of that just when you think everything's going good, or maybe you've got it figured out, or it's looking up, or it's looking like it's going the right direction, then bam, life hits you with the curveball. But that it's okay and that you can get through it, and that it doesn't mean that it's over or that you should quit or that you should give up. So, for me, this fight particularly is very important because it's another statement in that legacy that I'm trying to leave behind, that, I can get through the adversity, and anyone can get through it. Whatever life throws at them, you can get through it.
And you handled the loss, I feel, very, as well as you could. You showed up at the press conference. You answered our questions. Was that very difficult to deal with? And what was the days following that like? Did you just kind of go digest the loss? How did you really handle it, internally?
I did not want to be at the press conference. I'm not going to lie. I mean, it was the last place that I wanted to be, but I'm thankful that I had a really strong team behind me that was like, you're in this moment, but this is who you are, and you have to take yourself out of it. And I was like, you're right. And I went to the press conference because I wanted to show respect to Amanda, and I wanted to show respect to the UFC and be thankful, for the opportunity that I was given, even though it didn't go my way. It's all about respect for me, That moment in time wasn't really about me, but it was important that I was there. So, I just tried to look at it objectively and just suck it up and be a professional, do my job.
And not or somewhat of a fast turnaround after that fight for this one. What was the reaction when you got offered just to be on this card, not even knowing the opponent?
Well, they called me and asked at the same time the card and opponent, so I did know right away. But yeah, no, I was like immediately, it was like, yes, absolutely. It didn't matter who, when we were talking about originally, the UFC called me and asked if I would be ready for Toronto, or that's kind of what I was pushing for. I wanted this card. They said no. Said you'll either be on Toronto or you'll be on the year-end card. And I was like, they were like, what's going on? What do you want? I was like, I don't care. I don't have preferences about who I want to fight. So when they called me with this fight, it was like a no-brainer for me. Immediate yes.
Yeah, and that's a little disappointing. I'm from Toronto. I think that card could have used you, maybe even more so than this one, but this one's historic as well. And you get the opponent, Raquel, the second time ever that a coach has fought, a student from The Ultimate Fighter. It's a nice storyline, but is the media or people, making too much of it? Is it really a factor at all, or is it just another fight to you?
I don't know if it's a factor. I mean, I don't feel like it is. I just feel like I'm going to be prepared for, anything and everything, because it's been a while since I've been on The Ultimate Fighter and coached her. It's been a few years, so it's not like this is a very new and recent thing. So I'm sure she's evolving, and I'm evolving, and we're two, different fighters than we were back then. So can't really take that and be like, oh, now I know everything. I know what to expect. It's not at all.
And she had a slow start to her career. I think it was 4-3 or something, and then she's rattled off a few wins in a row now. What flaws do you see in her game?
That's a good question. It's not really so much that I see these flaws that I'm like, oh, I'm going to pick those apart. It's more about that I just feel like Saturday is my night, and that I'm going to prove that I'm the better fighter overall. So that's really what it boils down to. It's that I will find those holes in the fight, and I will exploit them in the fight, and that's all that I need to worry about.
And maybe there's talk of a title fight after this if you win, but you have another, sort of match set. You're doing Submission Underground against Jessica Ai. How did this come together? Why are you doing this?
It's Chael Sonnen. He's a genius matchmaker. So, he originally called me with the opportunity to grapple, and I miss grappling. I miss that sort of element of competing. And, after this fight, I want to just take a little bit of downtime, because I fought 3 times in 9 months, and 2 of them were title fights, after the Saturday. So it's just a lot. But, I love it. I love being active, but I definitely want to take just a little bit of time. I'm not going anywhere, but I want to take a little time to be able to vacation, enjoy the holidays and whatnot. And then I'll get back in the mix. But when he called me and asked about the grappling, I was like, yeah, absolutely. It was a great motivation to keep me in shape. And so originally it was supposed to be Mackenzie Dern. I don't know what happened. Why? Yeah, she didn't. I don't know what happened with that, but it fell through for whatever reason. And then he called me and was like, well, what about, Jessica I? I'm like, yeah, in a heartbeat, like, easy. So now I guess it's Jessica I.